Taylor James Johnson here with FilmObsession.com, and I have brought along the one and only Poster Boy. Say hello, Poster Boy.
Hello.
There he is, behind the poster.
As usual.
Yes, except when we don't have a poster.
Yeah.
But we do this time, and it is a poster of The Predator. That's right, we just saw The Predator. It is a Predator movie directed by Shane Black. And when I first heard of this movie, I was really excited because Shane Black, he's one of the most talented screenwriters out there. The way he plays with dialogue and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys, things like that. He Lethal Weapon, like he is the guy when you want a fun action movie with fun characters and fun dialogue. And he delivered that. He delivered that in this movie. But the rest of the movie was kind of I'm going to go back to last year at the Austin Film Festival. They had a screening of the original Predator, and Shane Black was there, and we actually got to interview him. And he was in the middle of post-production on this film, and we asked him, so what are your thoughts? Are you excited about this? You're directing a new Predator movie. How exciting is that? And Shane Black was kind of like, yeah, it's up to the studio right now. He didn't seem excited about it at all, and I kind of, after seeing this movie, I kind of feel like there was a good movie there was something, and then the studio kind of plucked it away and kind of took things out, added things. It felt like it was somebody re-edited. It was a re-edit. Somebody recut a Shane Black movie and left a few jokes in there, left a few scenes in there that were funny and had nice characters, but overall the film was a mess. I don't know. What do you think, Poster Boy?
There were definitely some scenes that felt kind of rushed, or like you just jumped to an area. You're like, what? How did they get there?
Yeah, there was a scene where I leaned over to you and I go, did they just get an RV? Why are they in an RV? Where did this vehicle come from? They
just kind of all of a sudden appeared inside an RV.
And maybe we're idiots and we missed something, but yeah, it just felt like every now and then it just felt like
there was a scene missing.
Yeah, missing scenes. It felt like there were missing scenes in this, and another thing that was missing from this Predator movie was Predator. Like, I am a diehard Predator fan. The original Predator,
me too.
Even Predator 2, I really like both of them. And the first Predator, I would consider it a perfect movie. Like, for what it is, what it's trying to do, it is perfect. And this didn't feel like a Predator movie. It felt like there was a space creature. The first 20 minutes kind of felt like a Predator movie, but then they bring in this new Predator, and I'm sorry if you upgrade and update the Predator. Well, it's not Predator anymore. I went to this movie to go see Predator, and then you're like, well, here's a new thing that has mandibles like Predator. And I'm like, yeah, it
might look like Predator, but it's not like the spirit of Predator.
It wasn't the spirit of Predator. It was just kind of like in the Predator family, and that's not what I wanted to see. The original Predator design by Stan Winston is perfect, and that's what I wanted to look at. Then they're like, well, here's a new thing, and then here's their freaking dogs, and there were multiple times in the movie.
Even the dogs had dreadlocks.
Yeah, there were so many times in the movie where I just went like this, and this is the weird thing, is like, it's not a bad movie. Like, I wouldn't say like, oh, this is a bad movie. It was just like a mess. It just felt like they needed a couple more months to think this through, and the story, I don't even know what was going on in the story, but the characters were fun. Like, I really liked all the characters. Honestly, I was like, take out all this Predator stuff and let's just watch these characters have an adventure together. I honestly, my favorite moments are between Thomas Jane and Keegan. And I kind of wanted just a movie with just them in the jungle being hunted by a predator, and that's the whole movie. Because this is the thing about Predator, the original Predator, is that it's so simple, and it's almost beautiful in its simplicity, where it's just a group of muscle guys with guns in the jungle being hunted by an alien. That's it, and then and they executed that perfectly. But now it's like, the government's involved, and there's mutations and experimenting, and there's 17 characters, and they all are and just all of everything I loved about Predator was just stripped away. And
like as much
just pulled out like a like a spine. Ugh.
And as much as I loved the characters in this movie, like I don't remember any of their names.
Nebraska.
Okay.
Because that's an unusual name and that stood out, but the blonde one, the Hispanic one, the black one, the other black one, the guy with Tourette's, and the girl. Like that, like, and the autistic kid. Like, it was just everyone could fit into these categories, and Olivia Munn, whatever, she's great, she's fine, she's cool. I don't know what she was doing in this movie or who her character was. She's like a biology expert, and then the next scene she's running on top of a bus shooting a predator. And I'm all for like badass chicks in movies and stuff, but it just felt like
where did that come from?
Who are you? You know, and I know that like sometimes that happens with men, and like suddenly they're an action star, but like this, it was just like we didn't even know her character yet. We're just like, who is this? Oh, she's doing this and this, and I said this to you before. It felt like a Mary Sue. I know people say that a lot now, ever since Star Wars, but it just felt like that she's just this character who can do everything, whenever she wants, and everything goes her way. Like even the frickin' predator dogs liked her. Like she was a predator dog whisperer. And spoiler alert, I guess. This isn't spoiler alert for the story, but it's like the predators are here because of global warming. That's not even a joke.
No.
Like that's...
They said that in the movie. That's why they are here.
Which, fine. Like, who cares about, like, global warming, whatever. But they just have a whole scene where it's just like, global warming, they're here because humans are an endangered species, and they want a warmer planet and stuff. And it was just like, what is this movie? It just felt like it was telling 7 different stories at once. None of them made any sense at all. With an occasional, the action's fun. Like, I feel like I'm bashing this movie too much. Like, it's a fun movie, but just like Shane Black, I'm just like, I completely understand his lack of enthusiasm for this film.
It was an average movie.
Because like it felt like there's like they had this movie right here, and then but it was like 7 hours long or something, and the studio was like, take this out, 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 this, and I kind of really I want the Shane Black cut, you know, like the Snyder cut. I want the Shane Black cut because I feel like this isn't his movie. I feel like they took it from him. I don't know. There's just I'm really disappointed. I would rather watch Predator 1 and 2 over and over and over than ever see this movie again.
Which I think I might do tonight.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Like, at least in Alien vs. Predator, it was kind of like silly, stupid. But this is kind of just like...
And they weren't trying to tie it all together. It was kind of its own thing. The Alien vs. Predator franchise.
Yeah.
It was kind of its own thing. It just happened to have predators. But this one kind of tried to like tie all the movies together. Yeah. But it just felt kind of stupid.
And honestly, like, and just as a fanboy, and this isn't even a critique of the movie. The best parts of the movie are the fan service, which is actually a negative thing. If the best parts of your movie are when they go, remember that other movie?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a good thing. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember. And I was like, no, that doesn't mean that I like this movie. That just means that I'm remembering another movie. They're like, hey, we better get to the chopper. And we both like, get to the chopper. And they trick us into thinking that we're enjoying this movie, but we're not. We're enjoying the memory of another movie.
It's a good way to put it.
And then, they're like, oh, there's a thing from Alien vs. Predator in the background. And I did like the Jake Busey, that he was in there, the actual son of Gary Busey and Gary Busey's character from Predator 2. That just felt like why not? Kind of more just like a silly thing rather than fan service. almost like they almost didn't even do enough fan service. Like, if you're gonna do it, go all the way and give us what we want to see. Don't like, here's a little bit, here's a little bit. And then we get this whole new Predator that does, like, he's a cool design, but it's not the design. The coolest parts are like when it's just guys in the jungle with guns shooting at a invisible thing. Like, okay, this is Predators, and then it would just go off, and there'd just be like, I'm really frustrated by this movie.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like it a lot, and then they tease that they want the franchise to continue.
Yeah.
And there's just so many things that you can do with the Predator story. On the drive here, we were like pitching our own Predator movie ideas. Like, it should take place in this, and they should do this, and blah, blah, and Danny Glover should come back with Schwarzenegger, and like all of our stupid half-assed little fun pitches were better than what we saw there, or were more interesting. It was just like someone like it. So my review of the movie is.
Yeah. For diehard fans, it's a frustrating movie. But I mean, like, if you've never even seen a Predator movie before, like, it'll be good, you know, and...
Yeah, I guess, like, if you don't know what this is, maybe it's interesting. I don't know, maybe it's more stupid. I don't know. This is such a confusing movie for me. I'm having, like, an emotional breakdown right now because of this movie. Because I hate it and I like it at the same time, but I think I'm just liking it just because of stupid reasons, and I'm hating it. Ah!
That sums up this movie. Just...
Ah!
Schwarzenegger! We got Schwarzenegger here.
So, any final thoughts?